All right, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday evening to you all. We've got the storms that are starting to roll in from the west, now moving into Louisiana. We do have a few of the severe warnings still out there for right now. Most of the lightning has actually cooled off over the past few hours. Just wanted to pop in here and give you a little update with what the latest models and trends have been towards over the past few hours. We still have seen we've seen one tornado warning that I've really been keeping an eye on just in the panhandle of Florida. We've got a few of the other severe thunderstorm warnings out, but a lot of the rain is still yet to be on our way yet. We did have also one severe thunderstorm warning in southwest Georgia that just was barely making it in to the state, but that since has now moved off for us. Here we saw some of that rain that moved on through, and we did have the severe warning right around here, but now that has dissipated out and we're just left with the rain that's left with it and behind it. So taking a bit of a wider look right now, we've got all the rain right now down in Alabama, the panhandle of Florida. These are severe thunderstorm warnings. We don't have any of the severe threats for up here. Most of it has been really down to the south for us. So we're not really seeing much of the widespread severe threat right now, though we could still see a few more storms really start to pick up. But right now it is pretty quiet for us. We still are seeing that rain that's starting to move off to the northeast. And we've got one tornado warning down there in some portions of northwest Florida into the panhandle. This has been going on for about 45 minutes or so. This won't necessarily be headed our way. It is moving northeast. I don't think it'll make it quite all the way up into the Georgia line, but we are really keeping an eye on it just in case if it does, because all these storms are moving up to the northeast, and that's as it heads towards the Georgia line for us. But right now, it's been pretty dreary for the past few hours. Taking another look here. Here's that rain that was in southwest Georgia that was in that severe thunderstorm warning. Now moving up towards Montezuma, in towards Warner Robins, Houston County, Peach County, about to see that rain, Cordele, Americus, into Sumter County, feeling all that pretty moderate rain. Most of the rain right now is light to moderate. Notice that on the radar, it hasn't been it's not all that red. You're seeing a few pockets of red there right along I-85, but it's been mostly the yellows and the greens. That's just that light to moderate rain. It definitely is still coming down out there, but it's not the heavy thunderstorms that we're seeing. Not a lot of lightning associated with this. If I add the lightning on there, seeing a few strikes down there, but this is right now. There's no lightning really out there with any of the storms that have been moving through Georgia for right now. So that's some good news for that lightning normally, the more the lightning that there is, usually the stronger the storms are. And right now, we're not seeing a lot of lightning. Most of the severe threats right now are into Alabama and the panhandle of Florida towards Pensacola. These are our thunderstorm warnings. That we do have that tornado warning that's still down and out there, but that's all still to our west. Let's time this out over the next few hours for you so that we can really get out what we're going to be seeing around 11 o'clock here in about an hour and a half. That's when the strongest showers and thunderstorms have come through. And throughout the tonight, the models have been progressively getting this weaker and weaker, and that has been showing. So some good news for that. Still going to be seeing those heavy pockets of downpours, especially in the overnight hours around 2 a.m., I think is when the bulk of it is going to come through Georgia for us. And we're still seeing, especially areas in southwest Georgia, that's going to be the biggest eye to keep on. A few of those pockets with those yellows and oranges. And from middle Georgia, still have a few of those areas, but really going to have that rain mostly for it in the overnight hours. Maybe a rumble or thunder or two that might wake you up. And waking up Thursday morning, still going to maybe have a few of those pocketing showers that could be bringing that heavy downpour and a few strikes of lightning, but still not very widespread, very disorganized as this comes through, which is some good news once again, making it seem like the severe risk will be lower, but we will get quite the soaking of rain with this. Rain totals generally about 1 to 2 inches for us, and that's quite the soaking of rain. And even areas really north and west of Macon along Albany and westward might be seeing areas really make it very small areas that could be seeing rain totals over 2 inches with some heavy downpours. Those really big orange spots here, that's what we're really keeping an eye on for as the system comes through. And then tomorrow afternoon, the sunshine's finally back. We've been in the clouds for the past 6 days. And so we finally get the sunshine back, and winds will be pretty gusty. Southwest Georgia, about 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and for middle Georgia, probably about 15 to 20 miles an hour. So going to be pretty gusty behind the front for us, but we still got that severe threat to get through with us for tonight. They have extended the severe risk, especially for Southwest Georgia. This is a 3 right here on a scale of 1 to 5. And just because this polygon ends right here doesn't mean the storms are just going to magically dissipate, but we are still keeping an eye on that. 2 for most of Southwest Georgia, and middle Georgia, you are at a 1. So might be able to still see a few of the severe storms really pop up, especially as we head into Georgia. The further west or further east that you go looks to be the lower risk for some severe storms. We still have a 1 right here on the Georgia coast as we get towards Savannah and Brunswick. But we are keeping an eye still on the system as it does come out for us over the next few hours. Let me check right now back to see if there's any updates with any of the systems that are coming through. If I could just log in to our chat, kind of keeps us all updated just in case if anything new has come out. I heard the buzzer go off across the studio, so just wanted to make sure that I have it over here on this computer. It looks like they canceled the tornado warning, which was not for us anyway. That was still for Florida. We can go back and look at that anyway, just to kind of get a holistic view of exactly what's happening. Seems like they updated the area for that tornado to come in. Normally when we do see tornadoes come in, we might as well take a closer look at this right now. So this is in Florida. This is not for us, but there is a tornado warning out for well to our south. And normally what we look for on the radar is the bright reds right next to the bright greens. And in fact, the winds are so strong there, they're getting the yellows. That's that really strong winds that are moving away from the radar. That's really where we're keeping an eye. That's where the tornado warning is set out there for right now. But again, this is well to our south. We aren't seeing any tornado activity for us here in Georgia. This is just the system to our south, but we could be seeing more of the system come on through. But again, this has weakened significantly over the past few hours. I think really the main point of us seeing any severe weather will be for this mostly southern areas, the rain up to our north. That's really just rain at this point. We still have a few strikes of lightning as the system comes on through, but really just light rain for us. Now, if we do see any of the storms go severe for us tonight, it will be for high damaging winds and flooding being the big risk. When we have a 2 on a scale of 1 to 5, which is for most of Southwest Georgia, and a 1 for Middle Georgia, a 2, you might see a few of the storms that come on through go severe. For Middle Georgia with the 1, maybe a storm or 2, an isolated storm that actually turns severe. And if we do see that happening, damaging winds and flooding is the big risk. A lot of rain that'll be coming on through, winds upwards of 50 to 60 miles per hour. And we still can't rule out a spin-up tornado with this coming through, especially right along the Alabama, Georgia, southwest coast with that 3 that's in system compared to the 2. I'll show you that once again. So right here, there's that 3 for us that's in Alabama, right on the border into Georgia, that 3 into that 2. That's probably where we see the biggest risk for the severe weather that's really going to come on through, but still could be lingering around as we get towards I-75 and even up in Middle Georgia. They're still on that, under that 1 for the next few hours into the overnight hours. So to wrap things really all up tonight, we're looking really for the window to come through around 11 o'clock here in about an hour and a half, and then till about 8 o'clock in the morning for that full line of showers to be out and through and no more severe risk. We do have that tornado that could be possible, especially the farther south and west that you go. And it will be windy for the day after tomorrow, for tomorrow, with winds upwards of 15 to 30 miles an hour still throughout the day for Wednesday. For us. So let's just take one last really holistic view of everything that we've got going on here. Storms are approaching the Georgia line. We still got about another hour and a half, I think, before we're going to see really all the strongest rain coming through for us. And then that's when we're going to see that rain that comes on through for those overnight hours, starting about 11 o'clock till around 8 in the morning. Might hear a few rumbles of thunder, especially as you're waking up. Just stay weather aware as you're getting up in the morning and getting ready for work, just in case if we do have any of the severe risk, especially for Southwest Georgia for you there. And then for tomorrow, the sunshine actually returns. We've been under the clouds for so many days, but the sunshine does return for tomorrow. Temperatures back in the 60s, but again, it will be a little bit breezier for tomorrow afternoon. And then colder weather is sticking around for the weekend. Hope you like some colder weather, because even though it's going to be sunny, that cold front that's coming through is bringing us some much colder weather. 57 on Friday, 52 on Saturday. That's 9 degrees below average. And then rounding out the weekend, the Macon Christmas parade on Sunday, it's going to be in the upper 40s. So it's going to be a little cooler. At least the sun's out and the winds will be generally light for Sunday. So it's not going to feel too blustery with the colder air, but it's definitely going to be a cooler weekend for us. And the cold might stick all the way until Christmas time, tracking some below average temperatures, possibly only into the 40s. Coolest Christmas that we've had in nearly 20 years. So we're keeping an eye on that. And that's after the system comes through once again. And so we've got this system. The severe risk is still out there for tonight. I know we talked a little bit about what's coming up, but once again, just one last time, we do have the severe risk still out. That's most of Southwest Georgia under a 2 right now for the system coming out through 11 o'clock to 8 in the morning for tomorrow. Middle Georgia under a 1. Just stay weather aware as you're over the next few hours. The system will start to head for our way over the next few hours and into the overnight hours for us. But just wanted to give you that last little update We will have more updates coming up for WGXA News and at 10 on Fox 24 for Middle Georgia and Fox 31 for Southwest Georgia, and then also on WGXA News at 11 on ABC 16 for WGXA. But otherwise, have a great rest of your night, everyone, and I'll see you later.